Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Recently, I bought a Ribble CGR titanium bike, a bike that I quite enjoy, that I kind of like. So I thought, oh, maybe I should make a video about how I ended up buying this bike for anyone who cares, right? Okay, so just a bit of a backstory. In 2019, I bought my first road bike, thanks to Cycle to Work. It was a calendar sign-ups, which I was very happy with. I can say that bike introduced me to road cycling. I started, exploring my local areas and things like that, which was nice, okay? But a few times I did wish it had the Shimano 105 group set, but I realized that was me trying to fit in because it seemed everyone had 11 speed at that time. It just felt that way. And then the branding started to bother me, calendar like that. Yeah. Initially I thought, oh, this is cool. But then it just felt a little bit too much. Okay. And then in 2021, this happened. Yeah, so the man did not see me.
You didn't see me?
No, didn't see, mate.
I went directly to his insurer. I opted for a replacement bike rather than cash. And through the insurer, I bought a Cube Attain SL. Yeah, so I was happy with it. It was 105. I was happy with 105. It did hydraulic brakes. I was happy with that. But I never received it. The courier delivered it to an address in Redcar, North Yorkshire. I'm in Nottingham. That Cube Attain was the only bike in stock. And the retailer now, because, there's the pandemic in it, they offered me a replacement bike, which was a Tifosi. Oh, Tifosi what? Tifosi Scalare, yeah, Tifosi Scalare. I didn't quite like the look of it, but it was carbon. I was like, well, I'm going to go for a carbon bike, innit? Because it's just more like an upgrade from my for the aluminium Cube Attain that they'd lost. I said, okay, you can send me the Tifosi Scalare. Okay, it was nice. It was quite nice, but I was always nervous about carbon, right? It was my first one, so I just felt it was fragile. I know it is quite strong, but there was a nervousness about it. And the color, I didn't like the color. Yes, I don't think it's a bad bike, but it's only because it wasn't my choice. Okay, it's a choice that came out of circumstance, and I agreed to it because it was a carbon bike. So I think maybe it was a different color. I don't know, maybe, but then it didn't feel great. Okay, so I went for a bike fit, and the bike fitter told me I had the wrong bike and the wrong size. Okay, so the wrong bike for what I wanted. I'm not a racer. I'm not in my 20s. I'm in my 40s, bro. So, yeah, I was dejected, man. Because when I went to the bike fit, it was about a month before I did the C2C, which I did on the Tifosi, because the bike fitter said, don't worry, I fixed the bike. They sort of did some adjustments on the bike to suit me. But then my mind was kind of made up. I didn't want to ride this bike anymore. Yeah, I started looking around, and I remember looking at the Obeya M30. But then I realized, yeah, I'm trying to follow the crowd here. It's not really my thing, because I thought, oh, Obeya, it just looked like, I don't know, felt premium. I don't know if it is, but it just felt like, oh, I just realized I'm trying to follow the crowd. And then I thought about the Trek Domane. The Domane, everyone rides a Trek Domane. That's how it felt like. That's how it felt to me. Everyone rides a Trek Domane. Yeah, and also that big branding Trek. I'm not being paid, bruh. Why, I'm not being paid to ride your bike. It's just a wee bit too much. It's too big. Okay, and then I thought about the Addict here. It looks nice. The branding is here, but it doesn't look like everyone has a Scott. That's just one thing that was going for it. But there were no sizes available. So these are all like Shimano 105, by the way. Okay, all my choices were there. And then I thought about the Chinelli. Is it Chinelli? Yeah, this bike looked cool, man. It really it looks cool. Even if the branding is not, like I said, it's not, you don't see it very often where I live, or in UK, or maybe, or I just say where I live. And I'm like, yeah, this should be a nice bike. But I think it was pricey. And then I read some reviews that says it's not truly an endurance road bike. Yeah, and there's also issue about sizes as well. I let that go. So, and then what happened is there was the Tour of Britain, the bike race. I went to the stage 5. Stage 5, I think that's the last one before the Queen died, yeah. I went to a stand for Ribble, okay, Ribble cycles. And I was just talking to this guy and said, you know what, I need to change my bike. Yeah, I'm thinking of the Ribble Endurance SL. Yeah, but I didn't quite like the color. I know you can do custom, but prices go even higher. so that's always something to consider. Yeah, so I was talking to a rep from Ribble, and they told me the Ribble Endurance SL has the same geometry, almost the same geometry as a Tifosi, because I went there with my Tifosi at the time. I still had it. They said, no, look, man, you should take a look at the Ribble CGR, which is more like, for people my age, I guess, and it's more relaxed. So I started looking at it. Paint scheme kind of reminded me of the Cannondale. I know that you can always customize, but customization means paying more, yeah. And I'd play around with the colors and stuff like that. I even looked at the steel one, because this would be way, way cheaper, and I also liked the round tubing. But then I also seen the Canyon Endurance. Yeah, I know it's like everyone rides a Canyon, but they offer a nice bike on a good price. That was what was going on for them. But Canyon availability, that was the problem with the other Canyon. But one time, the only ones available was a light blue. I almost bought it, but I think, look, I'm not going to like this bike in the future. If I buy this color, I need to. What I wanted was a bike that I would want to ride. Bikes, they are the means to my ride. It sounds daft, but if I don't like the bike, I will ride less. So my mind was set on the Canyon because of the price. I sold my Tifosi, and I waited for availability. The only ones would be available would be the ones at the higher price point sometimes, or wrong size, or this blue one. I don't know, it's not for me. I didn't want to be in the same situation as the Tifosi. I started again looking at the Ribble CGR. There's a Ribble shop in Nottingham. I went there to look at the bike, and then I saw the titanium. It looked nice, man. I don't know. It just did it for me. I don't know. There was a uniqueness to it. Even the branding stuff. You know what I mean? You don't see like a big splash of saying Ribble. We are Ribble here, because look, I paid for it. I might have my name on it, but yeah, it just But then I was like, oh, that's a bit pricey. Started waiting for the Canyon again, and you couldn't pre-order. If I could pre-order, yeah, that would have been fine. You could only order a Canyon when they had it in stock. So in the end, I kept going back to CGR Ti. Man, just look at it, man. You see it in real life. It's so nice. I started looking at, researching a little bit more about titanium bikes. For me, aesthetics matter. I like a bike that looks nice. So a uniqueness, strength, not to worry about damage, minimal branding, and yeah, everything else about, say compliance and stuff like that. Dude, do I feel okay on the bike? Yes, I do. That's what matters to me. My mind got into electronic shifting. So I got SRAM Rival electronic, which is nice. Totally unnecessary, but it's kind of nice to have, I should admit. So this is how I decided to buy the bike. I ordered it in, was it January? Yeah, it took a few months of waiting and delays and some anger because it was frustrating. to get like you can get pushbacks. Yeah, oh, your bike is not ready. The bike is not ready. I was like, well, why did you tell me it was ready? If they had told me you're gonna wait 2 or 3 months, I'll be fine. I was getting quite angry, quite annoyed, and I thought, oh, maybe I should have waited for a canyon then. Anyway, yeah. So that's how I ended up with a Ribble CGR. Yeah. Bye.